Folks, welcome in for this Hump Day edition of Train Wreck today. We've gotten our first look at the digital bison. The media got a look inside the stadium, so we got our friend Matt Perino to come lay down the law with us. We've also got some Sabres talk as they're back in action on home ice against the Bruins. We've got Sweet 16. We've got the second half of the week and more. Let's go.
We all need a place where we can be ourselves, somewhere you can leave all your worries on the shelf, and whether you win or lose, you can count on me, and I can count on you. You know this train never stops. 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 You know this train never stops.
Folks, welcome in. It is a happy Hump Day. It is March 25th. Do you know where your fanhood is? It is right here with Trainwreck today. Heard of Buffalo, Trainwreck Sports. We are rolling along these tracks. We got Slick L to my left. We got Don on the ones and twos. We got producer Rachel. We got the chairman in studio. We have got a potentially historic Sweet 16 on deck. We have got Buffalo Banditos making a second half season playoff charge. We have got the Buffalo Hockey Sabres as hot as they've ever been in franchise history coming back to take care of some Boston ass tonight. But you know what, folks? Something happened in the Buffalo football sphere in the last 24 hours, so nothing else matters. So let's get our guy in here, Matt Perino, the insider himself. Thank you for taking the time, Matt. I know your agent's going to be irate with me. I've been shuffling you around a little bit. Let's cut right to the chase. We're inside the stadium. Talk me through your experience yesterday. I know you have the article on the web, on the Sphere with 5 of your takes, but give us a little sprinkling of what you saw yesterday.
Yeah, I think we all knew that this was going to be an unbelievable experience, right? Once this thing was built and when we walked in there, I think fans are going to be blown away about if you travel and you go to some of the other new stadiums around the league, you'll probably have an idea. But for people that have been going primarily to games at the old Highmark, it is such a departure from that in every aspect of it. When you walk down on the field level and you're able to see the highest seat in the stadium, at Highmark, it feels like it's a couple miles away when I'm doing the pregame show on CBS, looking up at the top of the bowl. Now it feels like you're right on top of the action. There literally will not be a seat in this place that isn't exceptional. There's the thing that I thought was the coolest from a fan perspective. Now it's only going to be 1,200 fans that are part of this field club, but you're going to be able to go down to the very lower level and watch the players go out on the field. There's going to be a live DJ on game days. The other thing, if you're a fan coming into the stadium, in terms of it all happening at one place at the current Highmark, the new way that it's going to happen is you're going to go through a security checkpoint, kind of like Disney Maniac, We kind of know how it rolls at the happiest place on earth. You have a little bit of a security check, and then you do your tickets inside. So once you get through the security gate, there's going to be an open marketplace where you can kind of go get a beer, go get some food, hang out with your buds before you go into the stadium. And then you just kind of do your ticket as you go through there. But yeah, it was a lot to take in. I had not been to the stadium yet at any point when they've been doing some of these initial tours. I know our good buddy Matt Beauvais has been over there about 15 times. I've seen about 15 different videos.
He just does stand-ups, and then when someone walks in, he does the classic, oh, am I good too? He's clearly working those angles. Got to appreciate our man over there at 7.
I love Matt Beauvais, but this is my first time over there, so it was really cool. And then, of course, the biggest takeaway from the day, we finally got to look at these buffaloes that are going to be outside the stadium, and we got to sit in for about 30 minutes, and we heard from Frank Cravata, who led the design process for this. It is intensive, guys. They spent a 2-year period canvassing potential artists, getting proposals. The person that they ended up landing on, like, had to present this huge presentation about how they were going to build the Buffaloes and how it was going to be. And it was a pretty cool process that they kind of took us through. And what I think they landed on, I don't know about you guys, I get the vibes out there that wanted like classic, just standing Buffalo. I don't know. I think this is like a piece of art that's really exciting, and it seems like they put a lot of effort and time. It's going to be a 23,000-pound bull in the middle of this plaza. So I mean, that's pretty cool.
I think it's really cool. The futuristic look, all chromed out. The night vision with the blue and red. Matt, I don't know if you saw, Maniac asked Pete Dwelly himself less than a week ago.
I'm an insider.
If the size of these bison would live up to expectations, he said something would come out in the next week and people wouldn't be disappointed. I think he lived up to what he said.
I agree. And I think that like the stuff around it is going to be so cool. They're going to have like the little smoke machines coming out of the nose. They got the lights that kind of illuminate the Buffalo. So it's plus it's going to be like a monument park. I mean, it's open day. Yankees are going to be at it tonight. Let's go, boys. Time to get it started.
It will happen live on Netflix tonight. Let's go. But I'm not letting you off the hook, Bruno, and I can't let our fan base off the hook. I hate to say this. I know people are going to give me flack for this. We suck as fans. All we wanted were big Buffalo. The only thing we specified were that these Buffalo needed to be big. These Buffalo are huge. These Buffalo are gargantuan. We got a whole family. We got a whole family experience of large Buffalo, and we're still complaining, boys? Shame on us.
Unfortunately, shame on me, because I'm unfortunately in the camp where, listen, I've been told, size isn't everything before. So, in regards to the Buffaloes, I'm gonna have to see it in person. All I gotta say is, with the futuristic look, these better be shooting like laser pointers out at opposing fans going in, and I want some like late 90s, like when Sabres introduced the goat head, how it had the laser coming out of its eyes. I want some future tech.
I mean, Perino said they got the smoke coming out. The smoke. The schnoz.
That'll be
That's
great.
Huge.
I'm.
This is a family park.
Initial reaction, the cyberpunk future look, I'm not big on, but I'm gonna be open to it. I might grow, and my opinion might change.
Remember when they painted Seneca One Tower and everyone was like, that sucked? Like, now it's like, oh, that's like kind of a good-looking building, like downtown. We might have a renaissance going on.
I don't remember
These cyber Buffalo are going to lead us into the future. Yeah, if we win 3 Super Bowls in the next year, people are naming their kids after
That's why it makes sense to me. It's a step into the future of the Buffalo Bills.
Was Josh Allen consulted on the Buffaloes?
100%.
100%. Okay.
What does Matt think? You think he was consulted on the design?
Well, he talked. I like that we had it like Matt. You said there was like a 2-year process. I like to think at the very end, like the final boss of the 2-year process was just a one-on-one room with Josh Allen. He's like, oh, just talk to me about it.
Well, listen, he was in the meetings for all of the potential head coaching candidates. I'd imagine that Brandon and Terry and Pete Dwelly consulted the quarterback on the Buffaloes. He was asked about it on a bunch of podcasts too, so I'm sure he kind of saw the final design. Here's the thing, guys. Bottom line, you have this unbelievably, amazingly huge fan base, right? Like in anything else. Half of them are going to want one thing. Half of them are going to want the other thing. I think half of them got what they wanted, like a futuristic design, like something a little bit different. And then the other half seems to be just wanting the ones that are kind of scattered across Western New York already, aren't they? Like there's a bunch of Buffaloes all over the place. Like there's some on the 90s. Like when you're driving.
We need to focus on the positives. This Buffalo family, if they saw that Tom Brady statue, would absolutely stampede through them.
I was just going to say, you were pleading it had to be bigger than 12 feet.
They lived up to the promise in that. I want to get off the bison in a second, but real quick, I want to put both of your feet to the fire. Would you take 17 feet tall Buffalo if they were the traditional appearing bison Buffalo, not the cyberpunks? So you'd lose 10 feet. But would you take that as the upgrade?
No, dude. When we're standing next to 29
They're going to be huge.
feet, it's going to be sick.
All right, before we get off the stadium talk, obviously, make sure you go check out Syracuse.com. Our guy Matt Perino has an update there with everything you need to know about the new stadium and much more. Matt, I mean, I know we're not going to see this in the article, so I got to hold your feet to the literal fire here. You're getting cold inside the concourse, buddy? Slick and I are out there putting our keisters on ice slabs so we can maybe get one viral clip a game, and you're in the press box with controlled climate, and you're telling me you are cold?
Listen, the last couple years at the stadium, they probably needed to do the windows, like stabilize that thing. The cold coming in from the off, it was significant. But I lived in Vegas for 5 years, dude. I'm shot. I have no Buffalo blood left in me, so I apologize for that. But I'm very soft when it comes to the temperature.
I was going to say, I thought we were hard Disney boys, but you're soft serving me a little bit there for sure. Let's wrap up the Buffalo football talk of it all. Give me your breakdown of 1 minute of free agency to this period. We had some people exchanging some opinions recently since it seems like the period before the draft is wrapping up. What grade would you give Brandon Beane for this free agency period or in the area of?
I'd give at this point probably a C+ because I feel like some of it we've seen before in a good and a bad way. I mean, when they pulled the trigger on a trade for a wide receiver, the last time they did that, outside of the Amari Cooper at the deadline, Stephon Diggs, right, was like a long-term kind of target for them. It was very successful in how they rebuilt this offense around Josh Allen, early Josh Allen. The Bradley Chubb signing, though, which is the other big addition, in a lot of ways it feels similar to what they did with Joey Bosa last year. I know there's more of a commitment. This is a guy that I think has a little bit more runway on what he can be. But until I see it, I just feel like some of this feels familiar. I think offensively there's still a hole that needs to be filled on the offensive line. Sure, there's a lot of belief in Alec Anderson, but they've, for the most part, ignored that. They've, for the most part, ignored the linebacker position. Brandon Beane knows they're going to have to knock this draft out of the park. So in terms of an off-season grade, I'm sitting here at about a C+ right now, but I want to see what happens next month when they get to the draft. What are some of the positions that they target in the draft? And I'll have more of a firm grade at that point.
Yeah. Bean might tell you to quit bitching at that point. You know what I mean? He might be dunking on you. We'll see. I know it's obviously if I'm making worth. By the way, check out Matt Perino, Ryan Talbot for all their one-on-ones they got with the new free agents and much more. Rest of the sports sphere, though. Matt, opening day obviously happening on Netflix tonight. We got Yankees, Giants. How are we feeling about number 28 this season? The Yankees are kind of doing a Bills roster run back where they don't change too much. Right. They feel like they're where they are.
I feel very uncomfortable, especially on the heels of the World Baseball Classic where Mr. Judge disappeared again. And so I don't know, like he could go on and have 60 home runs, but with the exact same team, basically they're running back, and you hope that Garrett Cole can come back and be a piece of this thing down the stretch. But I have a lot of question marks about how they're going to get over the hump and who's going to step up for them in the playoffs. I mean, other teams have their guy. I mean, the Shohei Ohtanis, the Vlad Guerrero Juniors. I mean, there are guys that have bona fide performances in the playoffs, and I just have some question marks about the roster.
Very fair to have some question marks. Slick, you had some question marks in the MMA sphere for Mr. Perino.
Yeah, Perino, obviously, used to be in the UFC sphere. Israel Adesanya making his long-awaited return this weekend, but he's fighting Dana White's guy, Joe Pyfer, with some of the best boxing in that middleweight division. Are you a fan of Izzy? Do you think he can rebound after 3 straight losses against a top upcoming prospect in that division?
I hate to admit it that I'm so removed from the world that I don't even know this guy that he's fighting. I'm very embarrassed to say.
This guy was knocked out on the Contender Series once and then got a second shot, and it was probably the most boring episode of Dana White's Contender Series ever, except for one guy. And in the post-fight presser, Dana White said, if you want a contract, be like Joe Pyfer. And ever since, he's had a pretty good run with TKOs in the UFC. This is by far his biggest test. But I think a lot of people are waiting for the last style bender to have another highlight finish, Maniac.
What's the line here?
Slight favorite for Israel Adesanya at minus 135, which isn't good. It was about the same in his last fight, and he got knocked out against Nasruddin Imavov.
Sometimes you got to look at the gambling line, like the Matrix like code for sure. I mean, Matt, you just said it yourself. You got a guy who we all know, Israel Adesanya, against some guy who a lot of people can't name. They don't have recognition for. When the line is basically a pick 'em at that point, red alert should be going off.
Red flags.
I'm very much of the belief that when things go poorly and you start getting knocked out, it's probably time to walk away. And a lot of guys don't walk away soon enough. But then again, when he lost to Pereira the first time, I never thought there was a chance that he'd be able to win in that rematch. And I think to this day, is he the only guy that's beat Pereira, or did he lose at heavyweight?
Pereira lost at light heavyweight in the first fight against Magomedov, and then they refought and Pereira knocked him out in the first round. It was rumored Pereira was injured in the first fight, and I believed him after the second fight because he whooped his ass. But yes, is he only one to ever beat Pereira in the UFC at middleweight? I don't think any of us saw that coming.
I mean, that Dricus Duplessis fight, that's like the last one that I watched. I didn't watch this last one. And then he lost to Sean Strickland by decision too. Like, I don't know if this dude's got hands. I'll be interested to see. It's also been over a year since he last fought, so maybe he has that kind of reset. But we're also I just read this morning that the Conor McGregor return is finally, like, we seem to be landing that plane here.
We seem to be having that kind of news every other week. It feels like I'm telling Maniac on the show that he's tweeting something, that he's talking to
Matt. Listen, Matt knows better than anybody. Matt knows better than anybody. Whether it's wrestling, whether it's UFC, a rumored return is the best thing. It doesn't matter where it is under the TKO brand. That's what Matt loves. Are those rumored returns, the flashy, all of it. That's what he loves. That's what he loves in those brands for sure.
Dude, I heard through the grapevine that Mr. Yeet Man is now the tribal chief. He was telling Roman what to do on Monday Night Raw, and Roman heeded those instructions. Is what maybe I just saw a video or something come across.
What you're doing, see, Brino, what you're doing is you're a classic box score watcher. You didn't actually watch the film. And if I showed you the 4 years of the Bloodline storyline, you'd realize this is just a little ripple. That's not like a mountain. And by the way, this is a recurring thing because this isn't the first time that Mr. Yeetman has stood up to Roman Reigns. If you want to see a clip, just check out what Jey Uso said. He don't give a damn what the tribal chiefs say to Roman Reigns' face in the middle of the ring roughly 3 years ago. Slick, one of the top clips in Bloodline history.
Oh, yeah, definitely one of the top moments. But like, Perino has some smoke to the fire, and Jey Uso did try to assert a little bit of big dog dominance, dare I say.
Yeah, well, he did, because then he referred to Roman Reigns as Joe on screen this past Monday Night Raw, and some are saying he activated the Winter Soldier within Roman Reigns. It's been back to our Disney brand for sure. But shout out to my Disney man here, Matt Perino, for coming in and making it a very magical time. Clap it in for our man. Make sure you're following at Matt Perino. He's doing live shows all over. He's a sought-after guy, and that just means it all the much more that he came and spent some time with us in Fear today. Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Can I get one sayonara question? Matt, it's been 5 months since the injury. Can we expect a return?
Oh, yeah, this is huge.
Wow, this is great timing, actually. So I've been playing a couple basketball games. I'm like 3 in. Yesterday at baseball practice, the young ones, I did some sprints at the end on the turf. Got home last night. Dude, we blew up a little bit. The ankle blew up a little bit like this. So I was set to play this morning at 6 a.m. I had to cancel on everybody at what time was it? 10:30 last night. That's a big no-no, but it was a serious injury. Guess who filled in for me though? The one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, Dom Tibbetts, Channel 7. So he answered the call. He answered the bell, and I'm sure he balled so hard. Dude, little known fact about Tibbetts, he's got Steph Curry range. This dude pulls from the logo. He's got a great jumper. So I'm sure he did his thing this morning.
We might have to get him in the Hilbert joke.
Dark alley, wet, stormy night. I want Tibbetts in my corner for sure.
Who do you want taking that shot? Not Iguodala. I want Dom Tibbetts.
I want Dom Tibbetts taking one shot for all of humanity. Thank you for taking a shot with us, Matt. Back to the family, back to the highlights. Have a good day now, sir.
Later, boys.
Thanks, man.
Later.
Alrighty, well, very nice of
That's
our
awesome.
guy, Matt
Exclusive.
Prater, by
Injury exclusive.
We got to get that. We just got an injury exclusive. There's not anything else busted on the injuries here. With that said, speaking of exclusives, had a great time this past weekend at Total Sports Buffalo, making it happen at 3170 Orchard Park Road. We had amazing dog adoptions. A lot of people got signed up to be future adoptees and give dogs their forever homes. We were able to catch up with one dog in particular, our friend Reed Ferguson. We got snap decisions with Reed Ferguson. See any of the Sabres that you think that maybe could fit in on the football team?
That's a great question. I saw some of them walking in on the when they were doing the Olympic stuff.
Yeah,
it's
Tage
a great
Johnson
question.
over the middle. That would be a good.
I think
receiver.
Darlene's a pretty big guy. So
Darlene would be a, I can see him now that you're saying like at corner, like pissing people off for sure. He would have a wide receiver grabbing his helmet before all is said and done. A lot of extraterrestrial talk. I'm not talking about the fuzzy guy next to you. Aliens, where do you land on them?
I'm currently reading Project Hail Mary.
Okay.
In anticipation, I know the movie came out a couple days ago, so
Yeah. Gosling, you a big Gosling guy?
I am.
He's a liability at cornerback.
He's a liability at cornerback. I'm trying to finish it before I go see the movie. I'm trying to avoid any spoilers, so I'm interested. Yeah, interested.
Top 3 songs right now on your pump up playlist.
Oh my gosh.
Or artists.
Lord.
Okay.
Listen to Lord. I like Lord. Any kind of classic rock, AC/DC. Young Jeezy.
Okay, wow, Young Jeezy. Yeah. My president is black coming in on Reed Ferguson's playlist right now. With that said, a couple more here. Okay. Wings preparation. I know we obviously love wings. What's your favorite flavor? Don't say. Oh yes, no free shout-outs. I like it.
911 Tavern.
Okay.
Is my new favorite spot.
Wow. Well, wait. So are you paid by them?
I'm not.
Drop a bag, 911.
911 Tavern, medium, are the best I've had. I do love Barbell.
Okay.
Because they have choices.
Okay.
911 just shoots you straight. It's mild, medium, hot, I think.
Yeah, keeps you locked in, for sure.
Keeps you locked in.
No bells and whistles. Just the meat right there, for sure.
Yeah.
Last one for you.
Okay.
We're in a holiday, hotbed right here. We just had St. Patrick's Day. We've got Dingus Day, less than 10 days away. What is your favorite holiday spanned across the calendar?
Oh my goodness. Christmas is number 1. Thanksgiving number 2. 4th of July number 3.
Okay. I mean, you're red, white, and blue.
Dad's birthday is 4th of July, so we always love celebrating.
Shout out you, Pops. All right, thanks for the snap decisions here with Reed Ferguson at the Buddy's Second Chance TSC Buffalo and Sweet Buffalo event.
No, don't worry about it.
No, give him full throttle. Fourth quarter playoff game. What are you doing, dude? Alrighty, so great time at TSC Buffalo. You made it happen on those snaps.
Yeah, first one was a little over my head, so Reed gave, he wanted a mulligan, and the second one came in hot. But yeah, like I said, if I caught that clean, I was booting it. I thought that was a pretty good punt.
I mean, the first one might have been high. Was there maybe a height adjustment?
I think Reed made a little adjustment on that.
I'm just saying, NFL, even
further.
punters, are normally over 6 foot and slick.
Hey.
I don't want to expose your size, man.
Also, it might not have been a full 15 yards either. You got to take that into account.
That's true. That's true. Hey, before we move on from those, I do have to say, because I need to get this out about the Buffaloes.
Final thoughts on the stadium clips we've
My
seen.
biggest fear is that they went so far with the future look that it'll look cool for like 3 years. And then 10, 15 years,
future will get
it's
gonna,
gonna
like, what the fuck are they thinking?
It'll be like, what the hell are these?
I could see them remodeling them for sure. I mean, that could, they could end up being like the slug of the Sabres, of the Bills, if that makes sense.
Yeah, where they were like, we want this cool Nike looking swoosh thing, and like, but hey, I mean, people again kind of look back on the slug with fond eyes. So I don't know. Time will tell. I am happy about the size, and was actually pretty shocked about the design, but I got to see them in person. So
well, if the Star Wars prequels have taught us anything, nobody ever judges a technological decision made years in advance of when it should have been. So
not at all.
Shout out, especially with rabid fan bases. With that said, rabid fan bases, we are ready for boys. Ooh,
Sabres on the warpath. Ooh, Sabres on the warpath. Ooh, Sabres on the warpath. Ooh.
Back at home tonight against Boston. Time to take care of some business. 7 or 8 points on the road, but now you're back home against a team in the bottom of the playoff shuffle, a team that could be a potential first-round opponent. Hint, hint. got to kind of set the tone and got to make sure these Boston boys know what's going on. This is the new Sabres team, Slick.
Yeah, absolutely. Boston's fighting for that wild card spot that they're currently holding on to. There's not a lot of point differential around that area of the Atlantic. So, and we got a history with Boston. With this barn, the way that they've been selling out and the way that we have the edge over Boston for the first time in what feels like ages, it's going to be buzzing and it's going to be ruthless out there in the KeyBank Center tonight, Don.
Yeah, and we got some guys back now. We had Greenway practicing yesterday. The consensus I'm kind of seeing from a lot of people online is like, and I hate to say this about our guy, he's a big supporter of a lot of establishments we love. We've ran into him at Sports City, but not exactly hyped. It's more of it's
just tough.
It's the team's been rolling so good. People are kind of shrugging like, who cares?
It's not even a rolling so good, like historic levels of good for sure. So I think when you look at it, like it's just like there's nothing against the Jordan Greenway. Or now we have, I believe, per Rachel Lindsay of the Buffalo News, Connor Timmons now back, quote unquote, available, good to go per Lindy Ruff today at practice. So now you've got reinforcements, Don. But yeah, it seems like, with all due respect to Uncle Joey, we've got to cut it out with this roster swaps because there's really no room in this full house.
Yeah, and then you just said Lindy addressed the media at noon, and we have Timmons available as well.
That was I saw Rachel Lindsay tweet, so let me confirm that
Rachel,
one. But yes,
great insider,
Lindsay.
Great page to follow.
Yep.
Also, shout out real quick, we got Jess Mandrine in the chat. She says she was looking for more natural buffaloes, but then also says, although everyone thought the Eiffel Tower was weird and too modern, but the Parisians have grown to love it. So a little bit of historical context there.
Where are we pulling those
Great comment from JC Cram, but I agree. It's like when it comes to structures, you knows best.
Yeah, I mean, you're not ready to take any of Jess's words as truth right now after the injury, right?
That's who commented that?
Yeah.
Jess
Mandrino.
Oh my God, this guy.
No, I didn't even know. No,
this guy gets hit by a missile. He goes, something was fired at me.
Yeah, well,
you're the best, dude.
I don't think I fully understand. I still don't fully really understand what happened there, but
Producer Rachel, are we doing okay through the first half of the show here? Okay.
So,
I thought producer Rachel had a mic.
Yeah, I thought you were.
Oh, I forgot I had a mic. Yes.
There we go. She's not used to it.
That damn thing. About this, producer. Let's go. Get in the mix.
To be fair, when you said that, I got surprised and accidentally switched to an angle that did not have a camera on it. So
old habits die hard. So again,
so when they were clapping it up for me, there was just nothing.
no, I trust the applause. Don't worry.
let's go. That's big.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
big. That's big for sure. Okay. So anyways,
Still don't understand
time
the
to
joke.
clap
Like the
the
Sabres.
Bruins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So
For
back
sure.
home. I mean, but also, Don, like I feel like when I said the new Sabres, like obviously we've played them during this stretch here in 25-26. But it feels like there's just a whole new vitriol with this squad, especially after the Tampa Bay game. And we need to reintroduce that to the Boston Bruins because they've kind of put that on us for the last decade.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Boston, they've been big-time bullies throughout their career. I mean, we have a long history with them between, we were talking about back at the Lucic years. They won a cup shortly after with that team with Marchand and stuff. Marchand, obviously, is no stranger. mugging Dahlin last year. The Boston blood still, runs through him apparently, and he kind of brought that edge to the Panthers. But yeah, I mean, the whole Eastern Conference, it's turned into a bloodbath. I don't know if you guys saw yesterday's Tampa Wild game.
Yeah,
but you
you're
had
talking about a ridiculous situation.
Pronger eating 2 uppercuts and going down, which for a big guy like that to go down takes a lot. And then you have Foligno on a tilt at center ice. It kind of seems like Tampa Bay, too, is trying to bully the Wild and ends up – I mean, they ultimately won the game 6-3, not great for the Sabres. But in terms of physicality, another team kind of laid down the hammer to Tampa that you're not going to bully us. Sabres have done that time and time again, whether it's Tampa, whether it was the Leafs back when they were in town, and now with Boston. Hey, as far as I'm concerned, every game from here on out is pretty much a playoff game.
Yeah,
Like,
sure.
We want to finish first in the Atlantic. We were talking about the format before the
pumped.
show.
Lightning were down 2-0 last night. I thought we were about to be picking up a couple of points
same.
across the board.
Well, so we're still one game ahead. I have to check if they play tonight, but I was telling Slick how important it is now that we have the opportunity to finish first in our division, because then we can see a team like the Bruins, the Senators, or Islanders, who honestly I would feel great facing any of them. Now,
Canes lost last night too.
Canes did lose last night.
Surprisingly, I kind of was so preoccupied keeping up with the Sabres, Lightning, and Hurricanes race. I didn't realize how much the Red Wings have sunk.
They've fallen. Well,
we had
the
their
other teams
number.
haven't stopped winning.
Yeah, we've had their number all year, but they've really sunk. I mean, they're not out of it.
Someone was saying it might take 100 points to get wild card 2 in the East this year.
That would be not. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
That's absolutely
that's
absurd.
absurd.
That's absolutely absurd. Like when we always talked about them breaking the drought, the number was almost always 91, 92, 93, maybe like 93 and a half,
even
94.
that felt impossible.
100 is like absurd. You're talking about a point, basically 1.2 points per game. So will be very interesting to see this stretch run. But speaking of this stretch run, obviously that is the playoffs coming up. We've got fans getting playoff invoices we were talking about on Monday, so that's very exciting in the Sphere. Slick, we are in the straddle ready to go, but we'll have more details on that soon to come. Let's get into the forecast sponsored by our friends at William Matar Law Offices. Speaking of the law offices of William Matar, our friend, we got to look for an opponent. So forecasting potential opponents. Have you looked at the odds, boys, as where they lay right now?
No.
For matchups or making the playoffs?
Four matchups. I mean, I think, like obviously the Sabres are at 99.96% to make the playoffs right now. But based on where they seed, it seems like the most likely opponents, and feel free to chime in on the chat on A, who you want to play in this first round of the playoffs or forecast, and B, who you think it might be based on the standings. It seems like it could be the Canadiens or Bruins, which make these, divisional matchups all the more intense.
If it is the Canadiens, that KeyBank Center is going to be a scene each and every night.
We got to protect the center. I'm
not one to count out the Islanders to come back up and grab that spot. They've been playing some decent hockey as of late. And like Don said, even if it was a matchup, like I said, Islanders, you said Canadiens. Canadiens would probably worry me the most. I don't think the Bruins or Islanders I would be too concerned about. I love that matchup, especially starting at KeyBank Center. The Bruins would be the most fitting after this drought to get them in the first round and whoop their ass. I personally think the Islanders might creep up and get that wild card.
Yeah, I hate to do it, but you always talk about these playoff runs, and you're like, it kind of needs to be like storybook, right? Like you want to get rid of all your demons in like one fell swoop. Like we always talked in the last couple of years, like, oh, can you beat Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, then go and beat like an Aaron Rodgers or something in the NFC title game, in the Super Bowl. It's like, can you go beat the Bruins? Can you beat the Lightning in a second round matchup? That would be kind of like our Ottawa Senators 2005, 2006 for sure. And then in the third round, to add to the 05, 06 of it all, the Carolina Hurricanes waiting kind of in like wait right there with the Eastern Conference matchup. 20 years later, it would literally be the 20-year anniversary of those two teams playing in the Eastern Conference Finals. And then it would be on deck like, an Avalanche, like a perennial, you know what I mean? Or
Avalanche.
The more
oh, my God.
Dallas Stars.
Can you imagine?
Dallas Stars or Eichel?
I was talking to my season ticket buddy last night, and I'm going to say for my four, the team I'd like to play the first is actually the Ottawa Senators.
Okay.
And I think that builds the perfect revenge tour of all time. You get Ottawa Senators round 1, Tampa Bay Lightning round 2, Hurricanes round 3, Dallas Stars.
You need Dallas round 4.
You take down when we won the President's Trophy, who beat us, I think in the second round. It was
the
Ottawa Senators.
Or sorry, that was Eastern Conference Finals.
Or Eastern Conference, Then you're back with the Lightning just because there's bad blood and we want to take them down. You avenge 05, 06 with the Hurricanes, and we avenged the 99 no goal situation.
Yeah, with every call going in our favor the entire series.
Yeah.
That would be great. And Brett
that's-
literally crying. In
Well,
the
yeah,
microphone.
us winning on a what they think
Us
is a
winning on
goalie
a-
interference.
Us
but-
winning as Tage goes on a breakaway and like bulldozes the goalie, but the puck goes in, and they're like, "Yep, that's like a good goal." All right, there you go. We scripted up perfect. That's a great forecast as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
So huge shout out to them. As we're rolling along here, Don Traversy.
What?
Don Traversy in the Buffalo bracket.
Yeah. First,
Oh, yeah.
we'll check in. Gates, you need to win the Atlantic, so the Sabres face a wild card team, not Montreal. I think we're all in the same boat on that.
Yeah.
Now that you're so close, it's like the playoffs were a big hill. Realistically, like half the teams make it every year. No, you should be
big
like a
hill.
really big running up that hill. We were running up that hill. We ran so fast up that hill that we started flying. We started
Yeah.
flying over the hills. Now
We
the question
didn't
is,
even
can we
think it
go
was
land
possible.
on the top of the mountain, which is that
Without
first spot?
crashing.
And we're so close. And we're so close now that it is the expectation.
What Gatesy too is, I think he's kind of alluding to, and a lot of people have talked about, is listen, NHL series are tough. You imagine maybe beating Sens or Bruins in 5-6. You get Montreal and Tampa, because that's who would play each other, going 7 games,
Yeah.
beating the shit out of each other
That'd be great.
while we're sitting on our couch waiting for them. That would be fantastic. But yeah, you said it, not fantastic. Is I don't know, some people haven't read the rules, I think, on this year's Buffalo
Well,
bracket.
they were looking at the scoreboard and they weren't reading it right, plain and simple.
Yeah, so controversy is as simple as this. Now, we've said on the show, we said it when we announced the bracket, we've said on post, I've said it on post when I put out the schedule. Remember, you're voting on X, Facebook, Instant, everything's, there's polls and the same graphics posted on everything. Unfortunately, and this broke my heart because I wanted both these guys to win. They were both in my bracket.
Yeah,
Moving
I
on
had
this
them going
round.
a long way.
Yeah, 26 Shirts, who is a 3 seed, getting unseeded. I mean, it was a tough day for them. Who could have foreseen that their matchup is happening on the same day?
Oh yeah,
that
that's so
the
tough.
Buffaloes get announced for the new stadium.
Tough matchup.
Yeah.
Tough matchup.
I mean, yeah, that's it. That's like it's. Yeah, just a real. It's like
all-
playing the Yankees on 9/11's anniversary.
It's almost
or
like the
something.
committee.
That's an example for sure.
It's tough to to go up against that, and then you have Howard going up against Niagara. I liked his jokes. He says it's just water. Who cares? I take tours of this place.
It's just
And then
he really took down his opponent.
Yeah.
in the worst
he
way.
was
And then he said,
he was
and now he's got to go back to work.
No, he said, I can't wait to brag about this on my next tour.
Well, he can. Both these people beat him on X, but unfortunately, Instagram was really the difference maker. Facebook, not so much. That's the other thing is he's like, well, Facebook is fake. It has all bots. Honestly, the Facebook poll numbers have been the lowest, dramatically lower than everything.
First time you're going
so-
on the new platform.
Yeah. Well, people, are familiar both on Insta and and Twitter. And then we got so that's been the biggest controversy. And besides that, we got a lot of content creators, personalities, a lot of people we love what they do are just getting slaughtered by food and bev.
Can I be honest? I think they're dropping the ball a little bit. There was some confusion amongst them of the concept itself, and let alone the voting. But it is hard when you're going up against the beef on WEC. So.
It is tough.
But that's
I'm
Whoa,
checking
Don just
scores.
exclaimed
I'm trying to check out.
We have small
Okay,
breaking
I'm
news
sorry.
on the Sabres and Buffalo
I
front.
think I did see. Yeah, let's hit it.
Don Granato named the head
Yep.
coach for Team USA for the Men's World Championship 2026. I wish nothing but the best for Don Granato. Don Granato inherited like a on fire, vessel in the middle of the water with not a lot of like turbulence or not a lot of, movement.
It is a
Correction,
surprising announcement, I will say.
Yeah, well, he's a respected
Donnie
coach
Meatballs.
in the
Yeah.
sphere. Donnie Meatball's back in the sphere, so I don't mind to see it.
Let's see.
But before, so wait, we're gonna put that controversy to bed?
Yeah,
I'll change
we have to
the
tally the
10
votes,
meatballs.
but I'm talking about content creators, personalities not making it through.
Yeah.
It is going to be like we're talking
Bloodbath.
counting
Underdogs.
every single ballot. No, Buffalo origin story and what Bad Blue are like neck and neck.
Oh no.
I can say Buffalo Origin 1 Insta, X or Labatt
It's like,
1
it's like
X.
the crying meme.
I think Buffalo Origin 1 Facebook, but we're gonna have to get the total veil.
B.O. beat Labatt.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
we're
gosh.
gonna have to get the total as soon as the show ends. We're gonna be announcing the winners.
This is absurd.
But I'll give us one more. The biggest upsets we've seen. 15 Dingus Day beats First Spring Happy Hour. So we have a 15 seed winning and a 16 seed winning. So I mean, if you're looking for less chalk than the real basketball tournament, we got it. We got upsets here, that's for sure. And then 14, New Highmark beats 26 Shirts on a day where all this new stuff is announced.
Got a lot of big numbers moving on to the 32s.
Yeah,
So we'll see. We'll see if they can hold serve.
Yep, today's the last day of the round of 64. 32 start tomorrow. Make sure you're voting. Make sure you're voting on all 3 platforms if you got an account. And shout out to our sponsors on that: William Matar, Celino, HVAC and Electric, and Plumbing, HVAC and Electric, and Batavia Downs. So thank you.
Seriously, we're all winning lots more for sure. By the way, Batavia Downs amazing handicap contest coming up this weekend. OTB, get involved locally. Don't have to go out to Batavia to get involved, and go to your local OTB slick to get in the mix. Speaking of the mix, I took a little afternoon nap yesterday, and I woke up.
What a surprise!
And I woke up, and we had a little infighting at the worldwide leader of sports, ESPN, Dan Orlovsky versus Pat McAfee. You guys see this clip?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't see
Oh
this.
yeah.
It was, I mean, it was bordering just on getting uncomfortable.
It was.
Sure.
I'm not surprised by Pat's and his team's level, but I feel like the part where it got weird and uncomfortable was where it pretty much came out like Dan's like I don't know, there are a bunch of insiders, and it's implied that there's a lot of sports talk guys that have played in the league that have the same agents or agency as players, and so their
Pushing the
opinions
narratives.
are formed by that agency, i.e. money. And Pat comes out and says, well, you have all these ridiculous opinions about Mendoza. That's why people think you're getting these are paid for opinions, which was where, the temperature got turned up a lot. So like if we can't show it, because this is Disney for sure. Maybe you can show it on our personal screen. We can't show it on our stream, but it was pretty heated. I have it linked in the brief. There. Okay, there.
Okay.
It is.
Yeah.
See if we can get this pulled up.
Yeah, but if you haven't seen this,
Sorry.
yeah, make sure up. Well,
Yeah. Well, maybe not.
Yeah, it's tough. It's
Yeah.
no, it's up.
Take a
But
look
yes, just interesting. Like you typically, the only time you typically see them going head to head like this is when they're both in a studio and they're ready to cut to commercial. And this was kind of like something different. They were in the middle of a segment. They're just like, well, what are we gonna say next year? Because we're kind of at an impasse.
yeah, I am on the team that I think Dan was. I don't know. Hey, it's a business where you have your takes and you stand by it. And he's said, saying he's not afraid to have opinions people disagree with. I respect him. By the way, Dan's been our guy as Bills fans forever, right?
Big Bills guy.
All over the Bills, all over Josh Allen. He's gone toe to toe with the Ryan Clarks, with the Stephen A's that have really been critical of Josh Allen in particular in the past. But here, he's saying, what big games did Mendoza win? And then they just rattle off him beating SEC teams, Big Ten championship comeback, the national championship.
And they're like, and he's like, they had 13 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, in the
It's
first
like,
half
yeah.
or whatever. And he's like, yeah, but he came back and won, which is that's the biggest
I completely
moment.
forgot that his shoulder popped out and he was face down on the ground, one play into the championship game there. Not the national championship, but the conference championship.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I forgot about that too. And then, just the whole – and then they bring up, well, what about Ohio State where they beat them by 30?
Yeah.
And it's that's one of the biggest games too.
One of the best defenses. It was just very messy. It was almost podcast-esque, especially with Orlovsky being in his car.
We got
for certain. So,
A Barber, haven't seen it, but are you sure it isn't staged? Who knows? Could be.
if this was staged, then great play by them. He's getting a lot of attention. It's getting a lot of clicks.
Fantastic acting, but I don't know. I feel like Pat McAfee's an entertaining guy. I know he turns it up. He's been in the WWE sphere a ton, but my eye test was that this was a general disagreement that got a little. The temperature just went up.
Oh, definitely to 100 degrees. With that said, speaking of things being staged, we had TGL last night. Tiger Golf. Tiger back. They were promoting it all day, but then his team gets kind of crushed.
Yeah.
So, and also Tiger missed a 2-foot putt and kind of slammed his club down. You guys saw that?
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Tough.
I mean, listen, but that's why golf is awesome because the tantrums are so much more relatable. That's exactly what I do.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? Versus typically when it occurs in the MLB, NBA, NFL, it's at such a higher level and it's not as noticeable. Tennis and golf, the tantrums are super transparent.
It was pretty funny too watching Tiger walk into the arena, kind of like an NBA player.
Yeah, for sure.
With all the hype around the
They
return.
did a decent
too.
job. I see in the notes here, the production of it all. Definitely, TGL definitely makes it electric, but something was going on with the ratings because they were struggling.
Yeah, which I don't understand. Well, here's the thing. I don't know if they have it. I don't have cable. I have YouTube TV. I never really see it on. But when I've gone out, for an afternoon drink or a dinner at a nice local spot, it's on TV a lot. So yeah, I don't know. I will say on the putter slamming thing, my shining moment with that was one time I had a nice maybe 15-foot chip for birdie, bombed it over the hole, threw my pitching wedge to the next hole, and then because I threw it, packed up my bag, forgot it. Just left.
Classic.
Gone, pitching wedge gone. This was a long time ago.
That hurt more than the putt.
Yeah,
sure.
but then I left and I'm and I didn't notice till the next.
Producer Rachel, who has a great golf background, she tried to muffle the laugh, but it came out as she had the loudest
breath
that ever happened. She's enjoying it. She's
I got 5 holes later, and then I'm wait, where's my pitching wedge? And I'm oh, and I was I'm not walking back.
Yeah, no, walking back is a tough look. That's why for me, it's always if you have a cart.
I'll hope someone else picks it up.
It's a 2 to 3 hole range. I would drive back depending on how close.
I was walking.
Yeah, walking, no shot for sure. So Tiger and team loses, but we got the majors coming up, so stay tuned for those. Much more on Trainwreck Sports. Herd of Buffalo as we keep rolling on. We are on to basically our stretch run here for this episode.
We might have a special guest joining us to preview some of those majors as well.
Yes, Mr. Degenerate getting in the house for sure. Very excited about that. See what he's getting into in his portfolio. But on our portfolio, boys, it's time for Buy or Sell, sponsored by Victory Smoke. Premium cannabis pre-rolls for everyday wins. Coming soon to local dispensaries. Taste Victory. So, folks, let's get into it here. I'm going to give you a buy or sell queue up for what we've been talking about today, our new Highmark Stadium. A lot of excited about the Bison, excited about the concourse, excited about the amenities. So if you think this amenity or this quality will exist, you're buying. If not, you're selling. Ready to go, boys?
Let's roll.
Let's do it.
Chicken wings.
That was a good, no pun intended there.
For sure. Oh, he's a master of those.
Yeah.
Chicken wings on sale at the standard concession stands.
Hate to do it, but I'm gonna sell. This is a whatever company sponsored club, maybe 200 level. They might call it the Jim Kelly Club again, where you're outside with heaters. But I just don't think the general public is getting served up 10 pieces. I don't. I think it's too much on the concourse in the 100 level.
Yeah. Well, looking at what I've experienced at KeyBank Center with the game, specialty hot dogs, and how they're really upping special things, I think their hand is going to be forced that they have to, right? Especially with the baseball concessions, all these fancy things happening. They have to offer chicken wings, right? They'd be missing out big. People will pay it, outside of the suite levels for.
Well, people do 5
wings
wings for $20.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Then they should definitely be doing it.
If
for
they
sure.
do that, it's only going to be at like one stand on the
Because
Yeah,
ground.
that's why I
think
think
they're-
there's going to be like a chicken wing zone because I think to the stadium they're like really trying to embrace like out of towners
Yeah.
and national people, and
This is true.
that's the chicken wing. So I'm buying it. That's kind of the symbol, especially of Bill's Mafia. You know.
Okay, let's lock in.
you
Bathroom
buying
line.
it or something?
I'm buying it for sure. You need chicken wings. If you don't, Pico Alley, we're in trouble and we're tearing down those Gold Ring sponsor banners together at the KeyBank Center. Bathroom line for men will take less than 10 minutes at halftime. I'll lead this one up. We'll go reverse. I'm buying. I've been in modern stadiums. If you don't do this, then you literally just built your stadium the wrong way. I've been in modern stadiums. There's no reason for any time ever for it to take more than 5 minutes to be. Don?
I'm selling. I think you're gonna have a long line of dudes. I think there's gonna be a long line of dudes. I was impressed when I was at the Carolina Panthers. What's theirs called? Their stadium.
Bank of America.
Bank of America.
Keep pounding, Don.
Yeah. Keep pounding. Yep. Favorite. Love it. Gonna do it. No, I'm selling for that exact reason. I think Buffalo, we're a different breed. Things are a little crazier. We got some guys that are really pissing way longer, I think, than we saw in Charlotte.
Get some big pissers.
A lot more beers being drank in the lot at Highmark than out there, I believe. So I'm selling.
I'm going to surprisingly buy. After seeing Charlotte, after seeing Jacksonville, I was in and out.
In and out.
I was in and out and back at my seat for media timeouts. Now, Denver was a different story. Denver might be worse than the old Highmark Stadium.
Denver's upper stadium felt like it was going to collapse.
Denver's 500 level bathrooms felt like a bathroom for a team at a hockey arena. But when I see the others, the modern ones, Charlotte, Jacksonville being two of them, this one better live up to it. Miami as well. I'm going to buy 10 minutes. Now, the first game is going to be tough, but 10 minutes, first halftime, I think we can do it. We're all in this together.
Okay. Do we have a specialty beer container similar to the Beer Sabres, similar to last year's Stein mug? I am going to sell. I think they got their eyes on too much other stuff. I don't think we're getting any kind of specialty beer device, even though that makes plenty of sense.
I'm going to sell and propose an alternative. There's not going to be a drink memorabilia cup or memorabilia towel. I think we're going to get memorabilia coins, just like the last Highmark Stadium game that you were at, the first new Highmark Stadium game. Fans are going to get coins again. So I'm going to sell on the beer proponent of it all.
Yeah, I'm going to sell as well. I think, especially something like the Beer Sabres, say you put that in that stadium, there's no glass. And you saw people are very close to the field. Things go wrong on a game, some littering might happen.
Could be in trouble.
I think they know how rowdy people get. Now, we're great fans. We don't do that. We throw snowballs, and that's fine. That melts.
And dildos. Don't forget the dildos.
Snowballs and dildos.
Yeah, but there's always a few out there that if a call doesn't go their way or parlay doesn't hit, something might get chucked out there. So
That's why I think they're nervous about chicken wings, by the way.
Yeah,
If someone had
that's
bones,
such a good
that's
point.
why I think they want less. Like I could see less chicken wings.
I mean, it's a problem of the game. They
For sure.
tailgate when we're just
I mean, what
throwing
about
them over
Yeah,
our shoulder.
I mean, you could
right in your
but in that thing, I mean, you could chuck footlongs, out on the field.
Agree.
But, so,
Yeah, it'd be a little tough. All right. So speaking of chucking it out on the field, I'm going to sell this next one. Will there be a streaker at the first year at the stadium? I'm selling. No streaker. There hasn't been a streaker in a while at the Bill Stadium. I think that's because of rising costs and the quality of the team. I don't think we're going to see it this year at New Highmark Stadium. Selling.
I'm gonna buy. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Hammer the.
Ellie, arrest this man.
Just kidding. I'm selling. I just committed to season tickets. It won't be me. I don't think it'll be
You
anybody
better
else.
hustle and pay that invoice.
I don't think it'll be anybody else.
That's for sure.
I'm going to be keeping my eyes locked to the prediction markets because I'm buying this. I think there's some crazy idiot that is like, new field, I got to be the first out there. Now, I'll say this. I'm going to change it. that it's not just a streaker. Could be fully clothed. We're going to have a field invasion, though. We are going to have a field invasion the first
Don,
year.
if it was on a prediction market for, say, like 100 to win 100,000, would you do it?
Like me do it?
Yeah.
Well, Slick, I think I would be incriminating myself to answer that question, so I'm going to plead the fifth right now.
Okay. Good answer, I suppose.
Yeah, I will be pleading the fifth to that. Zach's typing away furiously.
Yeah,
He's
what the
looking for.
fuck is going
I think
on?
he's checking the
Check it
prediction
out,
markets.
making sure Don's gonna dangle. He's making sure it's good value for sure. Speaking of value, week 1. I know what I'm doing for this one, but Slick, let's start out. Full stadium, 30 minutes before kickoff. Week 1.
I'm going to buy. I think there's going to be a lot of anticipation of people finding their new season tickets, getting in their seats for the first time if they hadn't already in preseason, and just the general public going to want to be running in there. There's going to be some pregame ceremonies, some dedication to the old stadium, and I think a lot's going to happen in the lead up to kickoff that fans are going to want to see. I'm going to buy that it's full house 30 minutes prior.
I'm going to buy that too, because I feel like people are just going to want to check it out, just be walking around checking out the whole place. I think we're going to have did you see that one concert where the girls just taking 1 million pictures for people to all say they were there?
Yes, everyone's
We-
absolutely crazy.
We might have some of that action happening at the opener at Highmark, where
Could be.
there's just
Maybe we can sell that. You
Yeah.
could say you're at the opener instead of having to buy a $500
Yeah.
ticket, $5 to the service. Or we'll say
$5
you were there.
$5 an
Yeah.
Instagram.
Put it on your
$5
Instagram
photo,
story.
yeah.
Yeah.
$5 a story.
That's what
Wow.
I'm saying. So you
Could be a good
guys might
biz.
have to get after that.
You might have to get after it for sure. Let's get after it with this last one. For the first season, will there be red helmets for the season opener or at any point Zuba's end zones? Unfortunately, I think this is a sell. We might get the red end zones back as like maybe if they make the right decision, but I don't see Zuba's end zones or red helmets for the opener. I'm selling.
I am going to sell as well. I think the Bills thought they did the fans the favor they finally wanted with Week 18 red helmets that they'd been begging for 10 years for a full season. I think it'd be appropriate to do the full season in the new one with these, but if they're not in the first season opener, which I don't think they will be, I am going to sell. And the Zuba's end zones, a man can dream, but got to sell on that as well.
Yeah, red helmets, no way for the season opener, at least. I don't even think they're going to make an appearance in the full season. Question I have is, like, if they want to design the end zones like the Zuba's design, do they need to get the license from Zuba? This is like the weird gray area where I've seen, like, merch. Like, do they have, like, ownership over the entire design? Can you make a
I feel like if you get it approved by the NFL, like the Bengals one was ridiculous. There's no way that concept with those white jerseys existed any more than like 2 years ago.
And also, all Zuba's pants have like the team logo on the pants, so they have to have some sort of deal already.
You could hit up our good friends at Zoggers and get the.
You love my Zoggers.
Why
Give
is
me
it
some
so
peanut butter and jelly. Peanut butter and
funny?
jelly over at my Victory Shirt friends with the Zoggers for sure. But yes, that was by yourself. Victory Smoke. Obviously, where there is smoke, there's fire. Winding down this episode of Trainwreck today, Crash Out Line. The Trainwreck Sports Crash Out Line, courtesy of our friends at William & Tarl Offices. Before we even get into the line itself, I have to throw a line out to my good friend who's feeling a lot of flack right now, Felicia Leggett-Jack over at Syracuse, women's basketball coach. They got smoked in UConn.
Oh yeah,
Listen,
I saw
the
this.
first part of making an argument is you have to validate where your line of validation is. They got smoked, absolutely smoked. So she's having time to stew on that the entire game, and she goes in her postgame after being in this business for 37 years and have to come into this particular bracket every freaking year is unacceptable. And let me just tell you, as someone who can be a liaison to coach, she wanted to use fucking right there. Okay, she had to say fricking because she's doing it the right way in front of the press. Second round, it's wrong, quote unquote. After being in this business years, unacceptable, yada yada. I'm yada yada what she's saying because there's a lot. what we've done in our body of work to have to come and play the best team in the country, what Oriema has going. I love what he's done, but I thought we deserved a little bit more respect. So people are really jumping on to like the fact that she said like we basically have to face UConn and that's bullshit. 3 times out of the last 3 times they've been in the tournament, they've been put into this bracket. The time before that, her second to last NCAA run at UB, they got shuffled into that bracket with Sierra Dillard. UConn's been to the Final Four 16 of the last 17 years. Yeah. So it's just, there's absolutely a legitimate point here for her to be bickering about that and crashing out about it, because she was, for sure. But I'm just saying, I have her back on this in every regard. People are asking me, are you a little worried? No, she's doing what she's always done. She's defending her point with passion, vigor, and sometimes defiance. So I think that I shout out that crash out. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it. I thought there's another way to take this, and maybe the committee thinks you're, it's your time. That maybe this is a compliment that they think you can stand up to the big dogs and play, but apparently not. I'd feel frustrated too, though. Like, especially because once you make it, isn't it? I think it's the Final Four. Doesn't the school get like you win like prize money, right? Isn't there like
there's definitely
big
incentives for sure
because of the cable deals and stuff?
Like the fact that you won a round of weekend games, you get to go back to campus that week and like enjoy it for a couple of days before you get to go back out to the next site for the Sweet 16s and the Elite Eights. To constantly be shuffled into UConn's bracket where you virtually have no chance of making it out of that round of 32 is a little unfair. It is a little unjust. And the math odds would say that sometime in the last 4 or 3 tournament appearances, that definitely shouldn't have been the case. They shouldn't have been kept within 400 miles, which is what you say, 4 hours.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to hurt your recruitment for sure because, like I said, I think there's money at stake. And then, if you're in the Final Four the last 16 to 17 years, I mean, that's incredible resume builder. But if you're being kept out because that team every year you're running into early, I mean, that's going to hurt your recruitment, especially in the NIL era. So,
for certain. So, do we have any other crash outs on the line today from our friend at William & Tar Law Offices?
Nothing on the line. I just checked. But, I was hoping maybe we got to put out a bad signal to get some of our callers.
We need Mendez. Where's Mendez at?
Yeah,
dude, seriously.
Throw the M in the air. Throw the M in the air.
Is he okay?
We want to hear what you think about.
Where you at, Mendy?
What you think about the Buffaloes? So
for sure, we need a buys and take from Mendez. Winding down here on Trainwreck today, though. Obviously, we got a huge event Friday, Don. We're looking forward to potentially taking this show on the road, so we'll keep you posted for that. But in the evening time, we're going to have a happy hour with our friends at Herbal IQ, and we'll be joined by a specific friend, none other than our guy Sal Capaccio at Herbal IQ. Don, what are you doing? Oh, okay, got that. I see that going on. All right, I blew that one. With that said, Buffalo Bracket Rage is on. Let's make sure we keep going, obviously, as we are taking care of that business. Slick, any prediction for the game tonight? Bruins Sabres goal scorer?
I'm gonna go 4-1 Sabres, and since it's episode 86 of Trainwreck today,
Noah Ostlund
finds the back of the net.
David Nelson. I got a little trivia for you, Slick.
Okay.
Section 314.
Don, what are
row 11, seat 20. 314, because playoff tickets just came out. $19.99.
Yeah.
Section 314 ticket. How much for the Stanley Cup final?
314 and 99?
Yeah.
$35.
$45.
Okay.
You're pretty good. I felt like you were going with 200 for a second.
No. I was thinking more like 12. But then I realized it was
round 1 was 14. Round 2 was 18.
Cup final. Yeah.
Yeah. So for the first 2 rounds, you were $32. Got you a ticket to both games. It's a good time to be alive. 1999.
Speaking of insane, did you see?
Yeah.
Well, that's insane.
I just looked over.
I know. Bro, it's unbelievable. It's everywhere. Did you see Scott Van Pelt talking about Brazzers?
Scott, I'm not gonna lie. I love SVP and I love the late night Sports Center. This landed a little odd.
Well, it just exposed himself, I think, more than anything.
he. I mean, come on. I mean, if you don't know what Brazzers is in the modern day, like You know, this show isn't for like 15-year-old. I mean,
You
the show
know.
even was for 15-year-old.
The chairman.
They're talking about Brazzers over there right now. They're like, you got an account? Yeah, I got an account.
I think.
Let it be known
was
we are not
fair,
doing
his
that.
point, because what was the title of the thing?
It was trick something.
No, it was like your hot cousin.
Yeah, no, there were a bunch of them. It was like furry fun time, like your hot cousin or something.
Oh,
and
so
then,
they
there
were-
was one with oh no,
Oh, so-
I don't know.
so-
It was trick something, trick hard or
Oh,
something.
so they all could have been.
Yeah, they were all there.
could've
And he's
been
like, "What is this,
fetishes.
Brazzers?" And then he's like, "The camera guy knew what we were talking about."
SVP's kind of on a run this year.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
far.
listen, sometimes you got to go outside the box. So I appreciate SVP for doing that. Speaking of outside the box, how
Is he-
are we
did-
looking
did
over
he
there?
get
Well, Money Gun doesn't work, but we're going to do it, folks. It is a very big day here. So 2 guys' birthdays in the train wreck sphere. We got Slick and Carson. They share a birthday. What are the odds of that? So Slick birthday. I almost
Oh
burned
my
myself.
God.
Here we go. Bring that over.
There we go.
That gun doesn't.
Happy birthday to you.
Money
Happy
everywhere.
birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear
Dear
Slickeroonie. Blow out the candles before you burn your hand. Woo.
How do you do this?
Think of it. There you go.
Thank you all. It is Friday. I just won't be here. Sorry.
Shout out everybody for tuning in. It was a great episode of Trainer today. Shout out our guest Matt Perino. Shout out the Sabres coming back in action tonight.
How do I use
Shout
this?
out you, Cubicle, Road, wherever you're tuning in for Trainwreck Sports, Herd of Buffalo. Make sure you're following along the action. We got a great second half of the week on tap, and there's only one way to make sure of that, and that's by having a good day now.
And a good birthday now. Woo! Rain, make it rain.
Paper on.